Welcome to our final session of Modern Moves Asian Strategies. Be everywhere without burning out. Lead with your quirks, automate the boring stuff, and protect your peace. Before we dive into today's session, let's do a quick recap of where we've been, because each of these pieces builds into the big picture, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So in session 1, we looked at the tension between humans and algorithm. The big takeaway, you don't have to outsmart the algorithm. If you show up human, real, imperfect, and authentic, you'll connect in ways an algorithm can't replicate. In session 2, we talked about micro neighborhoods and hyper-local marketing. Buyers aren't just choosing a house, they're choosing a lifestyle and a community. And when you become the storyteller of that community, you become the go-to guide. In session 3, we tackled numbers, not just throwing stats at people, but turning market data into stories that actually calm feels and build confidence. Because clients don't need spreadsheets, they need clarity. And today, we're going to tie that all together. How to take authenticity, community, and strategy and spread it everywhere without burning out. This is about visibility with freedom and flow, not hustle and grind. Do you ever feel like you have to be everywhere all the time? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and oh yeah, you still have to actually sell real estate. It feels impossible, right? Agents get hammered with the message that if you're not showing up everywhere, you're falling behind. And what do? We chase every platform, every lead source, every shiny object until we're completely exhausted. But here's the truth. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be in the right places, the ones that fit your life, your energy, and your brand. That's what today is about, building visibility without losing your sanity. And here's where most agents fall into what I call the hustle trap. We've been sold this lie: more hustle equals more success. So we push harder, we try to be everywhere, to do it all, to outwork everyone else. The truth is, hustle without flow doesn't lead to more success. It leads to burnout and disconnection. Because when you're exhausted, your clients feel it. When you're stretched too thin, your visibility stops being authentic and starts being noise. That's why today we're not chasing hustle, we're chasing harmony. Success comes from showing up consistently in ways that fit your life, not drain it. So let's look at these movies. Hustle and flow. DJ pours everything into chasing his music dreams. He gets his demo heard, but it lands him in prison, costing him his relationship with those around him. The grind gave him a shot at success, but it came at the cost of freedom and stability. Now let's take the pursuit of happiness. Chris Gardner sacrificed sleep, comfort, and stability while raising his son, while chasing a stockbroker job. He landed the job and built his wealth. But success came at the incredible personal struggle and exhaustion and temporary loss of security. Let's take the movie Whiplash. Andrew pushed himself beyond human limits to impress his abusive mentor. He achieved greatness as a drummer, but at the cost of his health, his relationships, and the joy of music. The grind gave him the technical success, but stripped away his balance and humanity. So in all of these stories, the grind did move them forward, but always with the trade-off. The hustle trap is exactly that. It is success that demands a piece of your soul, your health, your relationships. The hustle trap teaches us that more effort doesn't always mean more success, but there is another way, one that feels lighter, more natural, and more sustainable, and it starts with the life you actually live. We've been taught that leads only come from grinding, cold calls, door knocking, buying Zillow leads. But the truth is, most loyal, ready to work with you clients often come from the spaces you're already in, just living your life. Think about the last time you met someone at the dog park, at a school fundraiser, or even waiting in line for coffee. Those conversations are natural, they're not forced, and because they're real, they build trust faster than any scripted sales call ever could. Clients don't want to be prospected, they want to connect with the human who gets them. Why does this work better? Well, you show up as yourself, not a sales pitch. Trust is built organically because you're already sharing a space, a story, or a hobby. And those relationships last longer and create more referrals because they're rooted in real life, not just transactions. Now, this doesn't mean you stop marketing. It means your life is your marketing. Every agent has unique circles: dog people, parents, gym goers, DIYers, church group, hikers, coffee shop regulars. Those aren't distractions. They're lead sources. Your quirks, your hobbies, your everyday spots. These are the places where your best clients are waiting. It's true, the more places you show up, the more eyes you get, and yes, that can mean more leads. Social platforms, open houses, local events, community boards, visibility does matter. But here's the catch. Just because you can be everywhere doesn't mean you should be everywhere. More places can also mean more pressure, more time, and more burnout if you're not strategic. We don't want to play the endless numbers game. We want to play the smart game. The goal isn't to flood the world with your face. It's to show up in the right places in ways that feel sustainable. That's where working smarter, not harder comes in. Here's the big picture. If you want to stay visible without burning out, batching is your best friend. Instead of scrambling every day for what to post, set aside 1 or 2 focused hours a week to create in bulk. That way, you're always ahead. Next, your content bank. This is your safety net. Keep a running Google Doc, Notion board, or even just a notes app file where you drop ideas as they come. So when batching time comes, you're not starting from zero. You're just pulling from your bank. Now, let's talk about recycling and repurposing. One good idea can live multiple lives. Don't waste it on just one post. You can stretch it into a reel, a story, an email, or even a blog. And finally, automation tools. You don't need to be glued to your phone. Tools like Meta Business Suite, Later, or Buffer can let you schedule in advance. Canva templates cut your design time in half. And yes, AI tools like ChatGPT can draft captions, brainstorm headlines, and help you repurpose content so you're never starting from a blank page. So batching is really about creating smarter. And the secret sauce? Learning how to take one solid idea and stretch it into 5 different pieces of content. So let's take a look at how that works. Okay, so here's the secret sauce. One idea doesn't equal one post. One idea can become 5 different pieces of content. That's how you stay visible without having to reinvent the wheel every single day. So let's look at an example of how we do that. My topic here is simple. What makes a house a home? One idea like this can stretch across 5 different pieces of content. For real, picture me in my messy kitchen saying, "This is why kitchens matter more than square footage." For a carousel post, a few photos, kids doing homework at the counter, dogs under the table, friends laughing over wine, with the caption, "What does your dream kitchen feel like?" For a story poll, something quick and interactive. Where does life happen most in your home? Kitchen, backyard, living room? Then, email. Make it short and personal. Maybe Sunday pancakes in the kitchen, or a picture of dogs piled on the couch. Then asking, what's your can't live without space? And finally, a blog or LinkedIn post. It's a longer reflection on how to find the home that feels like home. See, same idea, 5 different ways to show up. So you can see one simple idea can multiply into all kinds of content. That's how we work smarter, not harder. But let's be real, even if we master batching, even if we're great at repurposing, if we're showing up everywhere all the time, it's still too much. That's where this balance comes in, visibility and sanity. They're like a yin and yang. You need both. Too much visibility without sanity leads to burnout. Too much sanity without visibility, and nobody knows you exist. The goal is balance, showing up in ways that keep you visible and protect your energy. Think of visibility and sanity like a yin and yang. They look opposite, but they actually need each other. If you're visible everywhere but fried on the inside, clients will feel that. If you're zen and calm, but never show up, no one knows you exist. The key is balance, being present in ways that feel authentic and sustainable. There was a time when I was trying to be everywhere. I was posting on Instagram 3, 4, 5 times a day, going live on Facebook, trying to master TikTok, showing up at every open house, answering every agent phone call, running ads, answering every DM. And you know what? My business was visible, but my sanity was gone. I was exhausted, cranky, and honestly, I started to resent real estate. Then I swung to the other extreme. I pulled back. I told myself, I need a break. So I stopped posting, stopped showing up, and just focused on the clients I already had. My sanity came back, but my visibility, that disappeared. And when visibility disappears, so do your leads. So that's when I realized it's not about going all in on one side. It's about balance. Visibility and sanity need each other, just like that yin and yang symbol. The trick is building a visibility plan that fuels you instead of drains you. That's what we're going to practice today. All right, let's take just 1 minute for a quick gut check. Think about everywhere you're showing up right now, online, in your community, with clients, at events, even in your day-to-day routines. Which of those places light you up? Where do you feel energized, authentic, and like yourself? And which places burn you out? The ones that feel heavy, forced, or exhausting. Here's the thing, your energy matters just as much as your visibility. Because if you're showing up everywhere, but most of those places are draining you, your business may look busy on the outside, but you'll be running on empty on the inside. That's what leads us right into the balance we're chasing, visibility and sanity. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're visible in ways that can also protect your energy. All right, you just took a moment to reflect on where you shine. So let's take that a step further and create something called a visibility map. A visibility map is a simple tool that shows you two things. It shows you where you're actually showing up in your business and how those places affect your energy. At the center is you, your core story, your brand, the thing that makes you different. This doesn't need to be polished or perfect. Maybe it's Dog Mom Realtor or Carpool Dad who knows every shortcut in town. Whatever it is, it needs to feel like you. Then, in the outer circles, you start dropping in places where you actually show up. Not the ones you think you're supposed to, but the ones you really touch. It could be Instagram, the dog park, soccer sidelines, yoga class, the basketball court, networking events, open houses, or even the local coffee shop. It's wherever you're visible. Now here's the key. You need to color code it. Green, those things energize you. These are the places you love. You feel good and authentic there. That's your sweet spot. Yellow, those are neutral. They're fine. They don't light you up, but they don't drain you either. They're nice to have, but they're not your main focus. Red, those things drain you. These are the things that feel heavy or forced. Maybe it's open houses, or maybe it's social media, door knocking, even the gym. If it feels exhausting, it goes here. And here's why we're talking about energy. Because you don't just build your business with hours, you build it with energy. You can spend 3 hours cold calling and feel totally drained, or spend 30 minutes at the dog park having a real conversation and walk away feeling energized. Which one is more sustainable? Which one is going to keep you showing up tomorrow and the next day and the next? That's why this map matters. It's not just about where you are, it's about how those places fuel you or drain you. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. If most of your visibility is in the red, it's no wonder you feel burned out. The goal is to shift towards green and yellow. That's where consistency and flow live. So let's actually do this now. Take a couple minutes to sketch your visibility map and be honest with yourself. Drop in the places you show up, then color code them green, yellow, or red. And once you've got it, you'll see exactly where to lean in and what to automate, delegate, or to even let go completely. If you need to, pause the video and create your map. Okay, so take a breath and look at your map. Quick gut check. What surprised you? Did you see more greens than you expected or more reds? Look at those reds for a second. For a lot of us, those red zones are filled with things we've been told we have to do to succeed. Cold calling, door knocking, grinding it out. But here's the truth. If something consistently drains you, it's not the magic formula for success. It's just a fast track to burnout. You don't have to force yourself into someone else's playbook. Instead, lean into the green, the places that energize you, where you naturally show up as yourself. That's where your business grows, and honestly, that's where your joy grows too. If it drains you, it's not a lead source, it's a leak source. Your business should fit your life, not the other way around. We've all been told that success in real estate means more calls, more platforms, more hustle, but the truth is, more usually means burnout. Success isn't piling things on. It's building a business that flexes around your life, your family, your passions, your energy, not the other way around. And here's the magic. When you build from that place, you don't have to grind as hard. One real conversation at the dog park can do more for your business than 50 cold calls. So today, I want you to give yourself permission to simplify. Drop the things that drain you. Automate or delegate the busy work and lean into what feels natural, because that's where the real magic happens. Being everywhere doesn't mean doing everything. It means showing up where it counts, in ways that fit your life. And that's how you stay everywhere that matters without burning out.